We have spent decades working, making a paycheck, but in the process of doing that, we have learned a lot of stuff. You have become a problem solver, an ultimate scheduler. It doesn't matter if this was for pay at your job or at your house because you were managing your household. The skill sets you have learned over the past 30, 40, 50 years have a street value that you probably did not know that you could be cashing in on. Let's talk about how you can create additional income, whether it's currently before you retire to help pay off debt, stack up money, or maybe you're looking at a hybrid retirement. You don't want to completely not work, but you're tired of working for somebody else. They're called side hustles these days. Let's call them income streams. But at the end of the day, your skills have a value that you need to be aware of, whether or not you choose to monetize them or cash in on them. But they're there for you if you want to use them. But let's talk about this because there's a lot of things that we can do to earn extra money, whether it's to pay for that fantasy vacation, to take the trip of a lifetime, to beef up retirement, to buy the extra for the kids, the grandkids, the great-grandkids, wherever you are in life. You need to know that your self-worth is more than the employer's paycheck to you. You can actually cash in on all these things we have taken a lifetime to learn. It's amazing. What if every job you've ever had, every position they transferred you into or out of, every time you had to help somebody else with something you were unfamiliar with, what if all of that was just startup training for your side hustle, for your income streams, to empower you to be your financial money master plan master and make the money you need to do the things you want to? It has all been happening behind the scenes in a divine plan that you now get to cash in on. Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm that friend everybody needs that's going to tell you like it is with as soft a kid gloves as I can manage. But life is short. We've got more sunsets behind us than in front of us. We got to get on with it. So I'm here to tell you today that you have valuable skills that you probably have taken for granted all this time, and it's time to stop. If you're looking for a way to make some extra money, but you don't want to get a second job, you need something to be able to do on your terms, on your time, or maybe you're looking for a hobby that's going to pay you a little bit of something so that you can retire and still be able to enjoy some of the extras you've grown accustomed to. Not all of us have $3 million in our retirement funds just waiting for us to finally decide it's time to go home and retire. Many of us, most of us Gen Xers do not. With that said, you may not want to retire and do nothing. I'm one of those people. I probably will always have a side hustle of some sort. But at the end of the day, what skills do you have? What things can you possibly utilize to make some extra money, whether it's now in preparation for retirement or in retirement because you want to stay active and keep your mind engaged? Let's have a conversation about this. Grab a cup of something. Let's go. Grab a notebook. First thing we got to do is we've got to figure out what experiences we've had. So I want you to start a list. Consider it your own personal resume of experiences. We're not looking to apply for a new job. We want to see what skills we've already got. So sit down with a notepad. Don't worry about how long you did something, etc. But there's going to be things, jobs, skills you've had to go out and learn. It could be meal planning. We'll get to that in a minute. Matter of fact, in the description, I'm going to have a couple of things for you for free. The first one is Master Your Money Plan Basic Budgeting. For all of us ladies who have not necessarily been using a money roadmap, it's time we started doing it. You need to know what you got coming in, where is it going when it comes in, and what you got left over so you can start stacking it up. The next thing is I'm going to have a quick list down there of different side hustles or income streams that you could possibly pursue based on the list you're about to put together. All right, so back to the list. Sit down, get a notepad. Let's make a list. What jobs have you had? Could have been outside the house, could have been through the church, the community center, the charities you've worked for. We've all had a various cornucopia potpourri of experiences in our life. But with each job, there were things that we did that we enjoyed. Now let's make sure that's the first priority. What have you done in the past that you enjoyed? Next, were you any good at it? Were you good at being able to herd cats during, let's do the community fundraiser for the senior center, etc., and you had like 15 different spinning plates, etc. Were you good at that? Did you like it? That's the next thing, because we do not want to go into this next phase of life doing things we don't like for money. We've spent a lifetime doing that. So let's figure out what jobs you had, what things did you do that you liked, and which things did you do that you liked you were actually good at. And you will find that list might start here with all the jobs you've had, come down here for the things that you liked, and then the things that you were good at. But we've all been good at stuff throughout our lives that we actually enjoy doing that have a marketable value. Think of yourself 20 years ago. If you could have paid somebody X number of dollars an hour to come in for 3 hours a week and take one of those things you hated doing off of your plate, I don't care if it was dog walking, if it was babysitting, if it was picking up your dry cleaning and your grocery orders, whatever. Okay, there are things that we would have paid somebody to do because we hated doing them and we didn't have the time to do them. This is your opportunity to start cashing in on some of that because you, 20, 30 years ago, with a career and kids and a husband and 15 pets, etc., you needed some help. And as a woman of a certain age, looking to stay active and engaged and not to sit at home, you have the ability now and the capacity of time to actually be that person. Now, perhaps you were a school teacher. Maybe you were a Bible school teacher. You could have been a corporate trainer. What did you do in the past that you can translate now into an income stream, an opportunity for you to do an online course, a workbook, become a tutor? Did you enjoy specific hobbies that were ever so niche? Perhaps you could write an introductory level how to get into said hobby booklet and use that as something to sell online. And here's the word, sell. You can sit at home and make these lists for hours at a time and decide which of these items you want to pursue as your next income stream, side hustle, etc. But if nobody knows about it, how are you going to make any money about it? So this is where things can become a little less comfortable if you are going to begin marketing some of your skill sets to produce some extra income. You're going to have to go out and let people know. And there's several ways you can do this. You need to figure out, just pick one. What do you want to do that you are good at and you enjoy, that you can see has value to somebody 20, 30 years ago that you were then? They're there today looking for somebody to help with. And now how do you go out and market this and get some people who want your services in exchange for your money? Okay, so ask yourself some hard questions. How much do I really want to work? Do I only want to do this 10 hours a week on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays? Are you only available to do this from, say, 2 to 5 in the afternoons on Saturdays and Thursdays? You've got to figure out what your schedule looks like. It doesn't have to be because you're going into retirement. You may just be looking for a side hustle right now at age 35 to start beefing up your retirement money. Okay, but you need to decide when you're available to work this. How many total hours? Let's go and search out others who are offering like services, etc., and see how they're marketing it. So go out onto the internet, open your browser and search engine of choice. Search for dog walker, afternoon tutor for specialty languages or English as a second language for folks from Indonesia or wherever your skill set is based, as far as if you're teaching English or cooking, etc. Go out and search others who are already out there market. They don't even have to be in your area. You're just looking for ideas. How are they posting online? What user groups, Facebook groups, Reddit threads, etc., are they actually putting their information in order to attract potential buyers? Is your skill set something that can be done online, or do you need to be in person? That geographically is going to tell you the scope of where you need to be able to find your customers, your customer base from. So you want to figure out what you were good at, what you enjoyed. Is it something you want to do now? How much time and when are you available to do this through your week? Who else is doing this, and what does their marketing spiel look like? And let's start pursuing by coming up with some sort of marketing handout. It could be a flyer you put up locally if you only want local clients. It could be a copy and pastable text that you want to put into different user groups, etc. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube on how you can go and market yourself doing your local or international or online side hustles. I recommend that you go and search out some of those. I'm here to encourage you to figure out what you want to do, because these are definitely potential ways to increase your current income streams and secure money for retirement. Maybe you want to retire early. I do, but I'm going to need X number of dollars a month in order to do that before I hit the toll gates where Medicare kicks in and I can start tapping into my retirement funds in the traditional accounts that have age limits to which I can touch them. If you have found this information helpful, like, subscribe, comment, share this video. You have friends, you have sisters, you have aunts, you've got people in your life who need to hear this message. If this video is not for you, it's for somebody you know. There are no accidents. You are here on purpose. Hi, let me interrupt you real quick. I am here to help women over the age of 40, 50, 60 know that they can live boldly, unapologetically, and bombastically. YouTube does not just push my content out willy-nilly. You need to like, subscribe, share, and let YouTube know this content has value for you and people in your life, and they can help me grow my channel. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, help me grow my channel. I would like to get this message out there to more people, and ultimately, you're going to help me retire. Stop recording.